Good morning, and welcome to your AI Daily Press Morning Podcast for June 25, 2025. Firstly, in France, former Prime Minister Dominique de Villepin has launched a new political party called Humanist France, introducing a fresh dynamic into the country's complex political landscape ahead of the 2027 presidential election. De Villepin's popularity, particularly on issues like the Middle East conflict, could potentially shake up the race. Secondly, China has adopted a cautious approach in the ongoing Iran-Israel conflict, opting for neutrality and calling for a ceasefire rather than directly condemning Israel's actions. This decision is seen as driven by China's desire to protect its economic interests in the region, particularly its reliance on Iranian oil imports. Lastly, a preliminary U.S. report has revealed that recent military strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities may not have significantly impacted Tehran's nuclear program, contradicting earlier claims by the Trump administration. The findings suggest that key components of Iran's nuclear capabilities remain intact and could be restarted within months, sparking concerns about renewed tensions in the region. These stories highlight the complexities and uncertainties of global politics, from the nuances of international conflicts to the evolving landscapes of national elections. We'll continue to monitor these situations and provide updates as more information becomes available. Thank you for joining me on this morning's edition of the AI Daily Press. I'm Walter, and we'll see you again soon. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
Thank you, Walter. Today, we have several significant stories to share with you. Firstly, the situation in Gaza is deteriorating, with the UN warning of a critical risk of famine due to the prolonged blockade. The Israeli military has been reviewing reports of casualties, maintaining that troops only fired on suspects who posed a threat. In other news, the Trump administration has accused a federal district judge of defying the Supreme Court's authority in a high-stakes deportation case. The dispute centers on a group of migrants with serious criminal records who are slated for removal to South Sudan, a country plagued by violence and instability. Additionally, we have an update on the Department of Government Efficiency, where Edward Korestein, also known as Big Balls, a key technologist, has resigned from his role. This comes after Elon Musk's exit from the administration last month, leaving the future of Doge uncertain. We're also following a story about the Trump administration's Golden Visa program, which was discussed in a meeting attended by Korestein in May. We'll continue to bring you updates on this developing story as more information becomes available. In international news, tensions are rising between major world powers. Our team will provide in-depth analysis and updates throughout the day. That's all for now. Thank you for joining us on the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. We'll be back with more news after this break. Now, for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, we have the dramatic turn of events in global markets following the announcement of a ceasefire between Israel and Iran. This news sparked a surge in stock markets worldwide, with the S&P 500 rising by over 1% and the Dow Jones Industrial Average gaining over 200 points. Oil prices plummeted, with benchmark U.S. crude falling by over 3% to $68.45 per barrel. In other news, Alarm.com delivered better-than-expected Q1 results, but faces twin challenges of sustainable growth and tariff pricing pass-through. We're maintaining a neutral hold rating until we see more durable international commercial growth and the resolution of tariff risks impacting hardware profitability. Lastly, HDB Financial Services is making waves with its upcoming IPO, expected to list on both NSE and BSE in the first week of July. The gray market premium looks promising, but as always, it's essential to keep a close eye on developments and make informed decisions based on your own risk tolerance and investment goals. That's all for now. Remember, investing is a marathon, not a sprint. Stay informed, Do your research, and always keep a level head. We'll be back with more in-depth analysis and expert insights throughout the day. Thank you for tuning in to the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. First, we're shining the spotlight on the upcoming launch of the Axiom space mission, AX-2, which will carry a team of private astronauts to the International Space Station. This commercial mission marks a significant milestone in the partnership between NASA and private companies like Axiom Space and SpaceX. We're also celebrating the achievements of NASA astronaut Zena Cardman, who's preparing for her first spaceflight as part of NASA's SpaceX Crew 6 mission. With a background in biology and marine sciences, Cardman is an inspiration to future generations of scientists and astronauts. Additionally, we're discussing the importance of diversity and inclusion in space exploration, as highlighted by former NASA astronaut Katie Coleman in her new book, Sharing Space: An Astronaut's Guide to Mission, Wonder, and Making Change. Coleman emphasizes that creating systems and environments that support diversity and inclusion is crucial for solving complex problems both on Earth and in space. These stories showcase the exciting developments in human spaceflight and the importance of collaboration, innovation, and inclusivity in advancing our understanding of the universe. We're committed to bringing you the latest news and insights from the world of space exploration. So now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Cluswell.
Thank you, Carl. Speaking as Howard, your trusted source for in-depth analysis and expert insights, I'll provide a comprehensive summary of our top stories this morning. First off, we're looking at the incredible career of Aaron Rodgers, the legendary quarterback who's been making waves in the NFL. With a retooled roster and a renewed sense of determination, the Packers are poised to make another run for the Super Bowl title. Will Rodgers be able to lead them back to the promised land? We'll be keeping a close eye on this story as it unfolds. In other news, renowned handicapper Chris "The Bear" Fallica has shared his expert picks for the upcoming season. He's predicting that the Los Angeles Dodgers will have the most wins in June, Spain will take home the Women's Euro title, and the Washington Commanders will underperform this season. As your trusted news anchor, I want to emphasize the importance of fair and balanced reporting, considering multiple perspectives and approaching these predictions with a critical eye. And finally, we're following the drama surrounding NBA draft prospect Ace Bailey, whose stock has slid in recent days due to concerns over his approach to the pre-draft process. With the Philadelphia 76ers holding the third overall pick, Bailey's decision to cancel his workout has raised eyebrows among NBA insiders and fans alike. Will he prove his doubters wrong and become a star in the NBA? Or will the pre-draft controversy hinder his chances of success? We'll be providing live updates and analysis throughout the NBA draft. So now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Curel.
Thank you, Howard. First, we explored the vibrant world of art through the lens of Brazilian artist Aparicio, who creates stunning pieces using a combination of traditional and modern techniques. His work not only showcases his technical skill but also tells stories that resonate with people from all walks of life. Next, we delved into the world of music and art with the upcoming release of Bob Dylan's new book of artwork, Point Blank Quick Studies. This collection of approximately 100 drawings offers a unique glimpse into the creative mind of a true legend, showcasing his ability to find beauty and mystery in the mundane. Finally, we examined a developing story from Washington, D.C., where a revised Republican proposal to cut federal food assistance spending is gaining traction. As we navigate this complex issue, it's essential to consider the human side of the story and listen to the voices and perspectives of those who would be most affected by these changes. These stories remind us of the importance of empathy, compassion, and understanding in our public discourse. Thank you for joining me today on the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. Until next time, good day, and may we always remember the value of kindness and human connection in our lives. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. I'm Joan, and we've got a fabulous lineup of stories for you today. Let's dive right in. First up, Kendrick Lamar is making waves with his new album, but that's not all. We've also got BTS raking in the certifications like they're going out of style. 7 of their tracks have just earned new certifications from the RIA, with 5 of them going gold, and 2 hitting both gold and platinum status. And if that's not enough, Creedence Clearwater Revival is inching closer to diamond certification with their classic hits Fortunate Son and Have You Ever Seen the Rain? But that's not all, folks. We've also got a fascinating story about Chronicle, a new Los Angeles-based studio that's betting $12 million on the idea that social platforms are where tomorrow's franchises will be born. They're using AI tools to analyze and grow intellectual properties, and it's turning the traditional pipeline on its head. And finally, we can't forget about Kendrick Lamar. His new album is a game changer, and we'll be discussing all the details later in the show. So, now, for the latest in nature and environment, here is David at Nature.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, we looked at the alarming impact of industrial agriculture on human health and the environment. We discussed how synthetic pesticides, herbicides, and fertilizers can have devastating effects on both human well-being and the ecosystem. However, we also explored a promising solution: regenerative organic farming. This holistic approach prioritizes soil health, biodiversity, and ecosystem restoration, offering a healthier alternative for our planet. In another article, we delved into the fascinating world of paleontology with the discovery of Enigmacanthus, a 100-million-year-old fish with a unique, armor-plated head. We also talked about the importance of smaller dinosaur discoveries, like Enigmacanthus's cousin, which help fill gaps in our understanding of dinosaur evolution. Lastly, we touched on a critical health issue: the link between food systems and human well-being. We shared a personal story of recovery through dietary changes and emphasized the need for a regenerative organic food system that prioritizes soil health, biodiversity, and ecosystem restoration. These articles remind us that even small discoveries can have a big impact on our understanding of the world, and that collective action is necessary to create positive change. Stay curious, stay informed, and let's work together to build a more sustainable future for all. That's all for today's podcast. Thank you for tuning in. And that completes our morning podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until this evening, I'm David at Nature for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.